Hi, you are watching SightsIn Plus, and this is Romesh. Please to subscribe the channel for the HR news, for HR updates, and conversation with the top-notch CHROs, top leaders, and business heads. Today, we are going to discuss a very interesting subject, that is HR, age of longevity, and managing 70 years of career. Joining us, a renowned HR thought leader, Ms. Sulbha Kaushal. She is the Chief People Officer with the Renewbuy. Sulbha welcome to SightsIn Plus.
Thank you, Romesh. Thanks for the invitation.
Sulbha, I was going through a couple of reports, and these reports are talking about the life expectancy in India that has reached to 72.5 years. And for the reference, if I give you the data, so in 1960, the life expectancy, it was 44 year. In 1970, this was 52 year. So there's a big leap when we are talking about the life expectancy in India. This depends on various factors. Maybe for the gender wise, for the women, this is around 74 year. For the men, that is a 70 year. But on average, this is 72.5 year in India. This also depends on demography. Maybe for the different countries, this is there's a variation. Maybe in India, even for the state wise, there's a difference in life expectancy. But overall, you can count it like 70 years or so. That is in India right now. But on another side, if you see an employment perspective, so we have seen the 58 year of retirement age. I think from the starting, then in 1998, I think for the central government employees, it was increased to 60 year. Maybe there are certain exceptions with the judiciary, maybe 62 years, 65 year. There is no age limit for a couple of politicians, and so many things are there. In corporate employment and even in a public sector and some private sector employment, the age I think for the retirement is still that is 58 year, and maximum that is 60 year for the central government employees. In this current scenario, how do you see, is it the time to relook for the retirement age, or how we can think about this new system for the employee, their span of a career?
A very different and a unique topic that you have picked for the discussion, Romesh. And you are right. I think if you look at various jobs, and for example, within the government machinery itself, look at the judges, look at the secretaries, and in politics, there is no retirement age at all. And people do take appointments and important appointments even post retirement. And it is because of the virtue of the kind of experience they bring to the table, and the competence that they have acquired. I think even in corporate, people are thinking about it, but it may not be so formalized in terms of the policies where they show flexibility in terms of the retirement age. But I think there is a lot of appetite for people, and corporates are actually leveraging the experience and getting people onboarded as advisors or fractional department heads. I think some of the things that we now see goes beyond the typical retirement age. And you're right, with so much of medical advancement, people becoming more conscious, I think, yes, their life expectancy has increased. And I feel there is no limit to having that fire in the belly and hunger to do more. You can have enough examples, even in the corporate world for that matter. Be the founders of organizations like KFC, McDonald's. Back home in India, you take example of Star Health or Nykaa Cosmetics. I think so many founders started much later in their lives and have built the organization of huge scale and size. So, putting a rigid limit to a retirement age, I think needs to go away. We need to retire the concept of retirement age and focus on, people's ability. I think it should be all about choices, contribution, and continuity. How people can continue to add value to the organization. So yes, I think Few corporates are really, trying to leverage the power of the experience. While it has not become like a norm in terms of the policies for a lot of the organization, but yes, there is a lot of scope out there.
Yeah, absolutely. The companies are hiring some advisors, maybe on a contract basis, maybe some consultant on a contract basis now after 60 years of age. Even those have been in a leadership position. Later on, they're working as an advisor in an organization as a consultant. But it is on contract, not in a job kind of. So they're also losing some of the benefits of being unemployment, maybe some social security benefits, maybe some different benefits company they offer. But suppose if we are going to stretch this retirement age limit of 65 year or so or 70 year or so, and we can also offer early retirement program might be for those who are not finding themselves fit to continue after 60 years or so. So, how do you see what would be the challenges for the HR professionals when they are going to draft this kind of policy? Generally, if you look at the right now, if you look at the career, generally people start the career with the 25 years. So maybe if you look at ITIs and diplomas, then 20 year you can call it, 20 to 30 year that is early career you can call it, then 30 to 40 year that maybe they are investing a lot of to establish themselves in the career. Then 40 to 50 might be looking for some advancement, some career progression, and after 50 some leadership positions, top leadership positions. So how do you see the overall structure if the retirement age is stressed, if not 70 at least 65 years?
I think again, like I said, it should be a matter of a choice. And individuals can have different needs, different aspirations. Not everybody think linearly. Different people have different aspirations and different priorities, and they will be in different phase of their life where their expectation from the organization will differ. As organization and as a people leader, I feel if we really want to take out the best from our people, we should be flexible and agile to meet the needs of our people and also give them an opportunity where they can thrive. So there could be people who really want to retire early, and they feel that they've had enough and they want to really do something else in life. I think organization should, not take it otherwise and provide them that the option. And there could be others, they would feel that they still can contribute, they can add more flavors to their experience, they want to learn more, they want to reskill themselves and want to continue to meaningfully contribute. uh, and when you think of someone with 65 70 years of age, that means that the person is actually bringing almost 4 5 decades of experience, and it will be a waste for any organization to let go such kind of an experience and not leverage it for the benefit, but to really cull out the best and to ensure that the organizations are able to get the most from it. I think it's important that the way they design the career movements should be in line with the kind of experience, the learning agility they have, the interest they have. Because I feel, if you read the World Economic Forum, which says that 50% of the people need reskilling. If there is, people are hungry to learn more and they have the appetite to, pick up new skills, why not? Because they will be able to better apply their experience, learn new skills, and deliver much higher value to the organization. So it's all about creating facilitation or creating an environment or structures or processes where people are able to reskill, deploy themselves, and they are able to, continue to grow and master, and then reflect and rebuild and repurpose themselves. So I think that's how one should look at individuals. And now, if you look at organizations, a lot of times multi-generational, workforce is operating. How all of them can come together in a manner where each one is learning from each other's experience. It is no more about just the hierarchy or just the designations. I think it is all about how are you putting the skills within one group to the other. And if that fungibility is achieved by an organization, a lot of value can be derived from the people's strength.
So I think you have highlighted a very important point, that is the reskilling. So the skills, I think, if maybe now also in manufacturing or that is the tech industry. So in every 6 months, you have to learn the new skills. Maybe with the technology that is more faster than other industries. So in every 6 months. So if you're planning the retirement age around 65 year, even if you're not planning the retirement age for 65 year, but you're open that anyone can continue till the age of 65 years, 70 years. There's no bar. Open. Platform is open. If you want to continue till the 65 year, if your health allows you, then there's no problem. You can continue. So this is also the flexibility what we can offer. Some fluid model we can offer, maybe not 8 hours or 10 hours, 12 hours kind of, maybe with the 4 hours. So this kind of the flexibility we can offer. And these people are the experienced people. They have built up the organization. They have created the legacy of the organization. So if they can continue longer for the organization, maybe in different roles, maybe different kind of the employment. So I think that is also a win-win situation for the organization and as well for the employer. So coming to your reskilling part, so that is very important because if you don't reskill yourself, don't learn the new things, then that is also the base for the organization if you're going to continue. So how do you see this is a challenge for a child leader when they're looking for the reskilling part and also to tribe kind of work arrangement where they will look some senior guys they are working after 60 or so. So what the challenges you see and how do you see that HR guys are going to deal with this if this is the situation?
I think one of the rapid changes that are happening in the environment are the technological changes, the way we work, the way we are able to deliver. I think the challenge is in ensuring that while people have got the experience of, of decades of experience of handling certain types of businesses or type of people, how quickly they are able to adopt to the technology to use it in a manner where they can be far more effective with their time. And I think this is where probably a reverse mentoring can help, because youngsters, for them, they are always looking for a faster way of doing things, rather than a typical elaborate way of doing. So I think there is a benefit of adopting technology and making your work faster, sharper, smarter. And that can be picked up from the younger generation. And the people with the more years of experience can probably give the wisdom of, how to look at the data and how to look at the people, think about the possible challenges, and how to manage difficult situations. All that which comes through an experience can be shared. So, as HR, I think one of the important things to ensure that the learnability is instilled and reskilling happens. I think we should not look at learning or development as just a tick in the box or just as a program. I think it should be inculcated in the way things are done at work. It is not additional work that one needs to do. It should be a part of the work that they do. And it should be seen as how many more skills or competencies that people are developing. It is not about number of courses that one has attended. It should be about the number of skills that one has developed, and it should be cross functional learning and not just about a linear progression, because as you become senior, you are expected to apply your experience into multiple functions so that you are able to create a greater impact. So with the virtue of you having more experience, any which ways gives you a depth of the business, the nuances of it, and how do you apply that in different verticals within the organization can obviously be beneficial for both the individual as well as the organization. So I think the cross pollination of different kind of skills through reverse mentoring, things like that, application of competencies across cross functions, and also upskilling on the latest trends is extremely important. Any which ways, for people to thrive in their roles, it is extremely important that they're adaptive to the new changes, and the way the technology is growing there, they need to be very abreast with it for them to remain effective and efficient at their work. So as HR, I think it's extremely important to make it part of the DNA of the organization and not have it as one-off thing or good to have, or must have for for growth, etc. But it should be incorporated at all levels. It should be part of the job, and they should be allowed to apply that. That's how really the learning gets firmed up and improves. So that's the way one should probably look at or approach the learning or the reskilling.
Right. I think reskilling is one challenge. Another challenge, what I see, there would be also a dramatical change in total reward side. If you look at this, some compensation, some insurance, some other benefits. So that is also one area where we need to relook. If we are planning to keep your people for the longer period of time. So how do you see there would be impact on total reward if you are having a longer retirement plans?
Yeah, of course. I think this will really need a regig. And depending upon the kind of assignment that one looks at, the overall rewards or the benefits need to be customized. One of the simplest way of doing it, just a pro rata basis, depending upon the kind amount of time somebody is putting in. Also, to ensure that there is stickiness and interest, and with the age, there will be certain, benefits that one
Priorities are
won't
getting
take.
changed. Priorities are getting changed.
Yes,
Might be they are
yes.
not having the
So
same priority.
exactly. So organization needs to be mindful of that and need to ensure that those interests are taken care of, and those needs are met, because obviously there will be needs. Then how do you again create an enabling environment in terms of the way they operate? And some things can be more softer in nature than very specific in terms of the way they operate, the way they travel, and so on and so forth. So yes, these benefits need to be again more flexible in the sense they should meet the requirement of the individual, considering the life stage that they are.
Correct, correct. And another important factor, I think, that is also on the responsibility on HR when we're talking about the leadership development, when we're talking about the succession planning, because everything is fixed right now with the 50 to 60 years of the age. So if we are planning, so there will be also change in succession planning. There will be also change in leadership development. Might be after 60 years, you're looking for the different kind of the skills. So how do you see this area?
I think succession planning has also evolved now, and it is not about replacing people. I think it is about replacing the role per se. And one should look holistically about the role, what all it does, what is the expectation, and where does the role will emerge or evolve in the near future. So, to be able to prepare the organization, it is extremely important that HR or the people function are continuously looking at uh, individuals beyond their levels and core skills. They should look at again how many additional skills that they have acquired, how how much they are interacting with the other functions, what is their level of understanding of the business as a whole. Are they just the subject matter experts, or are they more holistic in the way they operate and think and take decisions? So, this succession planning can't be only restricted to replacing one person with the other and then preparing the next layer. I think it has to be more holistic when you are looking at a succession planning, and you have to look at what are the longevity enablers in terms of how are you ensuring that your new crop is getting molded or getting prepared for the future. So, and the investment has to start early, and it can't be only towards the end at a particular level. I think the grooming needs to start really early. People should be able to identify the star performers and should have a plan for them. It has to be a disproportionate allocation of work and awards for them to really groom and blossom. And that's really when you really prepare the organization for the next stage. And you will then be surprised to see that you will have far many more people getting ready for a newer role than just putting all your eggs in one basket. So again, I think the way the succession plan will evolve is more broad in terms of looking at skills, agility, experience, cross-functional team management, etc. So all these will come into the play when you look at the succession planning.
Well, I think very beautifully you have responded on these all the important points which are going to be the challenge for the HR leaders if there's an extension of the retirement age. Anything else which is important and we did not touch here, you want to share?
I think one of the things when you are looking for a more longer career at workplace, it is extremely important that organizations take care of overall well-being of the employees. Because working full-time long hours can be exhausting mentally and physically. So I think if you really want to ensure that your people are not only motivated, but they are healthy, they are active, so they continue to be, more productive and more responsive. It is also the responsibility of the organization to provide a more conducive environment where people can not just survive but thrive. So looking after their well-being will be important. One should not look at flexibility as just good to have. It's a very important retention strategy. And thinking of well-being as a tick box will be a wrong approach, because again, I keep saying one line, and I repeat this. No matter what kind of a business you are in, bande se hi dhanda hai. So if you're not taking care of your banda, your dhanda will suffer. So it's important to take care of your people at all levels. It's not just they're not working only for just a paycheck. I think that they can get in any other organization. The kind of environment that you're giving, the kind of care that you are doing, should reflect on your commitment towards your people. And I'm a firm believer that once you invest in your people, you take care of them, they give many more times back to you.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So if I try to relook what the challenges, so definitely, as Sulbha, you shared that reskilling, that is one of the challenge, total reward, that is one of the challenge. How you focus on the well-being, that is another challenge. And and one more very important challenge is that the mindset. Prepare the mindset. Why there's a bracket of 60 year in an organization? Keep it open. Let them decide how long they can continue with the organization, because nowadays I see many people after the retirement they're starting the consulting work, they're starting some advisory work. If they're because they don't get the role in organization, if they get the role in organization, I think they can invest more, and they can continue with the same company, with the same organization if they're willing. Thank you so much, Sulbha, for joining us and sharing your
Thank
wonderful thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Romesh. Pleasure being here. Thank you.